Pivot charts can summarize huge data collections, but many times you'll want to limit the data displayed within a given category. Just as you can limit the data displayed in a pivot table, you can also limit the data summarized by a pivot chart by creating a filter. I'll demonstrate how to create filters in a pivot chart in this movie. My sample file is filter 0603, and you can find it in the Chapter 6 folder of your exercise files collection. In this workbook, I have a pivot table and pivot chart, and you can see that they both summarize the quantity of orders for different categories. Let's say that I want to filter the pivot chart so it only displays values for specific categories. There are a number of ways to do that. The first way to create a filter in a pivot chart is to use the controls on the pivot chart itself. So if you look at the bottom left corner, you will see that there is the category field. Category provides the values for the rows. So we have batteries, grid tie inverters, and so on. If I want to limit the categories that are displayed, I can click the category button, and you'll see that I get a filter interface that looks exactly like what you get if you are filtering a pivot table. I won't go through all the options again. You can find those discussed elsewhere in the course, but just as an example, let's say that I want to display batteries and solar panels for a quantity of orders. So I'll clear the Select All checkbox, check batteries, slide down, check solar panels, click OK. Also notice that the pivot table was filtered as well, so the two are connected. In the same way, if I go to the pivot table's row labels cell, click its filter arrow, and click Clear Filter from Category, then the filter is cleared from both the pivot table and the pivot chart. You can also filter your pivot tables and pivot charts using values in the filters field by creating rules and so on. Creating filters gives you control over the values that appear in your pivot chart. When you want to narrow your focus and examine a subset of your data, pivot chart filters enable you to do just that.